I've pulled out the top 5 just weirdest looking Chinese pistols I have ever seen. So let's go through them one at a time.
Number 1. Bizzare Homemade Asiatic Handgun.
Here we've got one really bizarre homemade pistol. It's a blowback in .30 Mauser. Let's do a little bit of a close-up right here on the slide and frame. You can see that there are quite a few strings of we'll call them serial numbers. They're actually numbers that are both used as decoration and presumably as a serial number. Although you can see right here it's got a 6-digit serial number, which has absolutely nothing to do with the digits that are present elsewhere on the gun. And then of course you have to wonder, is that the serial number, or is this different 6-digit serial number the serial number? Or what about this one on the slide? I mean, who really knows? Although I did want to point out that the hammer is the same or very similar to a C96 hammer, and if we cock it back like this, you can see that the back of the slide has been machined to reflect very closely the back of a C96 bolt. But this is made as a single piece on the slide. We'll cock it back, and one of the things which is very common in these Chinese guns is that they're blowbacks, and the guns were largely, if not almost invariably, made without a slide stop.
Number 2. The weird short grip ROJZOLJ.
Here's another really strange hand-made Chinese pistol. Now, we just looked at one in which numbers were used as both the serial number or numbers and as decoration. Well, this gun, it's just the opposite. There are no numbers on the gun. They're all letters. So in this case, let's kind of hone in a little bit. You can see here is the serial number. Of course, they're all letters. But then if you look, it's the same letters that are used to reflect the manufacturer or whatever other address is customarily on the gun. And if we turn the gun just a little bit, look at that. We'll position it just the right. Look at that. And instead of numbers used on the sight bar, we've got letters that are used on the sight bar, as per the other one. And let's now we're going to take more of a bird's eye view. You can see this one too has got a number of features that were borrowed from the C96. You can see that the barrel extension has got a barrel band and a sight. This kind of looks like a C96. It's got the C96 hammer. It's got this kind of projection right here like we just saw that was used to retract the slide. And of course we've got the C96 type tangent rear sight. Kind of an unusual gun with a kind of an extended long top end and a very short frame, short grip, maybe made for small hands.
Number 3, the in quotes why you don't design handguns while stoned.
Well, this is a very interesting third example that combines a number of the features that we previously discussed. Its markings are a combination of numbers. The frame is numbered, and the slide has got a number of just gibberish letters. The barrel looks very much like it was designed keeping in mind the barrel of a C96. It's got the slide bosses or extensions that were made to simulate a C96 bolt. It's got a C96 sight, a C96 type hammer. It's got a rounded butt to simulate the grip of a C96. This is a larger gun in .30 Mauser, and is true for many of the guns in .30 Mauser, particularly the larger ones. It too was cut for a shoulder stock. Here's a slot which is very similar in terms of the features as found on the C96. A great gun, especially when it's such a large pistol, this one having a barrel about 8.5 inches long, just truly a giant hand cannon, as it were.
The Chinese Wauser Luger.
This one is a simply wonderful gun from a variety of standpoints, made by an unknown manufacturer. What's really nice from the standpoint of U.S. collectors is that it truly is matching. It's got a matching barrel, a matching slide, a matching frame, and as we collectors in the United States, we love these kind of crazy markings, but this one in particular, it's not marked Mauser. As you can tell right here, it is marked Wauser. It's got a very, very nicely marked tangent rear sight, again in the conventional manner, and it's got a very recognizable Luger type grip. You can see here there's some wormholes in the wood, but if we punch out the magazine, let's do that. And here we go. You can see that the magazine is very, very, very similar to a standard World War I and interim war vintage Luger magazine, together with a very similarly contoured plug. just a great gun in terms of U.S. collecting standards and those who are interested in indigenous Chinese guns. Guys, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. You might not like this one, but eventually we'll get to one that you really do like. So right here, like and subscribe.
Number 5, the definitely real Colt 1903 Spacail Nationale USA.
And as I've been told time and time again, no display is complete without a Colt. Well, here we've got just a great Chinese-made Colt. Well, sort of a Colt. Instead of having a tang-mounted safety, it's now got a mid-frame safety. And you might say, well, it doesn't look like a Colt, but look, here it is. It says Colt Special. Well, again, special isn't spelled quite right, but it is made in the United States. So there it is, USA. A couple of small differences in case you guys are kind of confused and think this might be a really rare 1903. Maybe there was just like a spelling issue on that particular day. Well, not quite. One of the interesting things is this is made from multiple pieces of metal that have been brazed together. So here you see a couple of brazed lines on the front of the slide. If we take a look at the back, again, if you look really carefully, you can see some brazed lines in the back of the back strap, and here the front strap, the brazed lines are even more noticeable. And you can see that the trigger guard has been pieced in, and that's pretty typical for Chinese-made guns. But enough of this. If you want probably the rarest Colt extant, get one of these Chinese copies of a 1903.